Okay, how's it going, guys? We doing tycoons. So today for the ticker symbol we're looking at is going to be Apple. Okay, ticker symbol AAPL. And I am going to just give you guys a breakdown quickly on a few different time charts, and mostly I just want to teach you guys how to be able to read different time charts and understand the relativity of a time chart to the current stock price action. Okay. So right now what I have is the weekly chart pulled up. So each one of these represents a week. Today is Wednesday. We're basically halfway through the week. Okay, if you can see here, we closed right on top of this trend line right here, and we are opening a little bit below and closing right up on it right now. So we still have to wait for confirmation as far as a weekly chart analysis goes. This pattern I have drawn up would be known as an ascending wedge, okay? A rising wedge, some people may call it. Basically, this is a bearish pattern that, hey, perhaps the stock is being overbought, is too overbought, and it's gonna break out of this wedge, this bottom trend line, and once you start to see the candlesticks open, and then the next candlestick open and close below this trend line right here, you could say that that was confirmation of a bearish breakout from this bearish rising slash ascending wedge pattern. Okay, so on a big time frame, I know that Apple is potentially in a bearish breakout. Okay. So long term, if I see this right here, I say, hey, you know what? I don't want to enter any long positions just now on Apple because this is a potential breakout. So let me at least wait 2 weeks to see where Apple's trading at before I enter some long term positions that I plan to hold for 6 months to a year to 5 or 10 years. Okay. Um, all right. And with that being said, we have the weekly chart pulled up. As I said earlier, I have some resistance and support levels right here that I only have 3 drawn up. I'm trying to make this as simple as possible. Okay. So right here, we have a resistance level. Currently, this would be our next support level. So look for a bounce here and then look for a bounce here. This will be our lowest support level. Below here, we'll have to reevaluate and enter some new evaluations. Okay. Now, with that being said, this is a long-term view. So this is a macro view. If you're looking for long-term investments, I would not say now is the prime entry for that. We will go down to some lower time charts. Okay, so I'm going to pull up the daily drawings I have and pull up my daily chart. Okay, and we're going to switch this. We're going to go back a little bit. Let's just say 4 years. Okay, what I really want to show you guys is this right here. All right, we have a huge bearish gap right here from about 100 to 96. So not huge, really. I have to update this a little bit. It has been kind of filled already. But anyways, from 96 to 100, we have a gap down. Okay, so there's something always to be mindful of. Okay, you can, these typically do have 90 to 95% chance of filling. However, with big tech and blue chip stocks such as Apple, these tend to be the 5% of gaps that do not fill. Okay, because I can go back 10 years from now and Apple has gaps down to 30 and etc. And we have not filled those gaps. So this is just something I have charted to be aware of, okay, that there's always a potential that we can fill this gap, okay? But if you look on the daily chart, we have the 50-day, 100-day, and 200-day moving average. Typically, a buy on the 200-day moving average is always going to be good. The last time it was there to current prices, let's just say, yeah, current prices right here. And then we'll go to edit this trend line right here. And we'll show the price so you guys can see. What was that? Oh, wow. Okay, here we go. That was a 141% investment. Okay, over 300, or no, I'm sorry, over 551 days. So that's what I mean in a long-term sense. So this right here, if we hit this 200-day moving average at 135 or below, okay, if Apple repeats its pattern, you have a chance of 140% return on your investment within another 100 or 550 days. Okay, so that's significant. I'm gonna get rid of this real quick because that wasn't too much of what I was trying to show you guys. What I have charted up here is a example of bearish divergence. Okay, so bearish divergence is when the stock goes from a high, okay, because we hit a high right here and we made a higher high over here. All right, as you can see indicated by this, but the RSI, okay, which is this indicator down here, when our stock price action made a higher high, we made a higher low, okay, and then a lower low. So the RSI is making lower lows. This is known as bearish divergence, all right? This caused us from this point right here, if you can notice, to have a 12% drop on the daily chart because this is going to affect this on a daily time frame. Okay, so the next 12 candles were basically red and we're all opening up below. All right. Of course, we had some, pullbacks or pull-ups, whatever you want to call it. We got rejected at our 50-day simple moving average, and we are currently battling the 100-day simple moving average as a support and resistance level. Again, we're going to go down a little bit further, okay? And we're going to look at the 4-hour chart now. All right. So on our 4-hour chart, here's what I want to show you guys. All right, is that we have another form of, or I'm sorry, previously we had bearish divergence, and that was an example that showed you why we dropped. Currently, we have what's known as an example of some hidden bullish divergence. Okay, and let me show you that right here. All right, I switched our time frame to the 4-hour because I'm looking at a 4-hour drawing set that I made for this. All right, so what we have here is a upward trend line, okay, that we're currently respecting and testing right now. All right, so a bullish upwards pattern. So we're making higher highs and higher lows. All right, and then we have from that point we have lower lows on the RSI. So whenever you're making lower lows on the RSI, and then you have higher lows on the stock price action, that could be what's known as a form of hidden bullish divergence. So we have a pretty long-term hidden bullish divergence right here on the 180-day 4-hour chart. This would be about 3 months. We're basically right in the middle. All right. So from here on, for the past 90 days, we have some slight hidden bullish divergence going on. So you can expect that to, help the stock keep its value. And maybe if we see a pop, basically where you would be looking for a bounce zone right here on the RSI. All right, either here or just basically anywhere on the RSI in general along this white hidden trend line, hidden bullish divergence trend line. This would be an area that you would look for a possible bounce. Okay, the reason being because 1 time it bounced here, 2 time, 3 time, 4 time, 5 time. This time right here, it fell below, but 6 times it bounced here, 7 time, 8 time, okay? And we'll go even closer, all right, on a even more recent, we have this red bearish trend line right here, and then we have a green bullish trend line right here, okay? So not only do we have long-term on the 180-day 4-hour chart, hidden bullish divergence, but we also have near-term bullish divergence on the 4-hour chart. So with that being said, my bounce zone that I'm looking for some call entries would be along this RSI. So anywhere in between here and here, if we touch this zone and we're not below it, I would look for this hidden bullish divergence to carry us up. Okay, or I'm sorry, for this recent bullish divergence as a bounce zone. Okay. But if we do fall below that, then that is when you can look for this long-term hidden bullish divergence as a bounce zone. Okay, so if you don't get an entry here and we start trading below and price action is not good, then you can look for here as an entry. Okay, and then we'll go down to the 1-hour chart. All right, and I'll show you again what we have on the 1-hour chart. All right, we have a bearish channel. All right, this is our trend line directly in the middle of this bearish purple channel. And as you can see, we are currently breaking out of this bearish channel. So we're potentially showing a breakout. All right, why would we possibly see a breakout from this bearish channel? Well, we have all those bullish divergences I've been telling you about. All right, so the stock here is making lower lows. Okay, the stock has been making lower lows and lower highs. Okay, but the bottom of the RSI has been making higher lows. Okay, as indicated by this. All right, so a very good entry. If you could enter now, okay, because we have 1 hour and 4 hour bullish divergence, and you could try to ride this possible bullish momentum. But if we do pull back, look for a bounce zone in here off of our bullish divergence on the 1 hour, and then you can also look at your 4 hour bounce zones as well. Okay, and right here. That'll be here and here off of this bullish divergence and this hidden bullish divergence. All right, and the daily, we have gaps down. Okay, we're battling 50 simple moving average as a resistance. All right, and I'll pull up the daily chart here, and we can see we have this long-term hidden bullish divergence. So this would be our buy zone on the bullish divergence for the daily. All right, and then back again, we'll look at the weekly chart drawing, and we'll pull up the weekly chart, and we need a bounce here. And if we drop lower than here, then we can expect to see somewhere in between here as the next, because then we'll be bearish. We'll be heading towards these targets. Okay. So all of any of this is potential good long zones on Apple for shares, but you need to be cautious as we still could drop further, but there may be a small term pop due to 1 hour and 4 hour bullish divergences. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. Just wanted to make a video today, giving some in-depth technical analysis on Apple.